Banderacon, Captain's Log, Undertale. I really don't even know where to start with this game. I mean, listen, you are really either one of two people. A person who hasn't played Undertale and has just seen meme after meme, or somebody that has had their heart held hostage. Because this game it's lightning in a bottle. I haven't played Deltarune, but I would struggle to believe that it would have the same effect on me. It's, without resorting to just kind of tired similes of dreamlike competency or dreamlike perfection, it's something that you can't really easily grapple with. At the base layer, it's almost RPG Maker-esque isometric roleplay game with really, really simple graphics and color scheme. In fact, 95% of it on the whole is just black and white line art. And that's it. And the gameplay in of itself, when you're not doing that, is almost like an Erstas Final Fantasy-esque battle menu, where in the in-between you play a mini-game, really kind of WarioWare-esque mini-game. And if you were thinking like, oh, that doesn't sound so good, and again, you're one of two people, but imagine I'm explaining it to somebody who's not yet ever heard of Undertale. It is far greater than the sum of its parts, and primarily due to the fact that Toby Fox just absolutely smashed it out the fucking park with this one. I'm going to start with the soundtrack. The soundtrack is incredible. Even it has a levity and both a depth and sadness to it that, for one man to be knocking this kind of genius level shit out, give this dude a job. Whoever, give him a job. You could have him do just about fucking anything and it'd be fantastic. But, digress, put it back in the holster for a minute. The soundtrack is amazing, and it has borne translation very well. Somebody converted? Transplanted? Somebody covered a fair few of Toby Fox's work into piano and classical instrumentation. I believe it was called Prescription for Sleep, and the rendition of Heartbreak is amazing for about the first 3 or 4 minutes, and then it goes a bit free jazzy, which I didn't like so much, but overall incredible. So that's the soundtrack. The game stays fresh and fun. So from a gameplay angle, again, very basic, but it stays fun. I can't say that I really ever had a bad moment. Now, putting both of those aside for a minute, the meat of this game is the story and dialogue, which this is where things get difficult to explain. You are playing a child who's fallen into a pit amongst monsters, and the monsters are all kind of normal, wacky, kids' Saturday morning cartoon-esque creatures that think that you are basically the Antichrist. And they're all out for your shit. But thankfully, the first person you meet has a bit of a soft spot for you. Unless you stab her, in which case you're a heartless monster. And you kind of make a decision how you're going to do this. You can either talk to the monsters, who are all, to some degree, even the ads monsters are quite fleshed out and, quite fun. Or you can murder them. And again, the gameplay is quite a long con on you at the beginning. And those of you who know, I'm not going to spoil it. Not because you don't know, but because, go and find out for yourself, for fuck's sake. I don't care if it's been out for a while. And the game, it has a weight that it shouldn't have. I've seen many Final Fantasy-esque games where some hair-gelled emo twat expound upon the cruelties of existence while wielding a sword the size of a surfboard. And yeah, I know that's not exactly an original opinion, but come on, it's true. Have you seen what the Final Fantasy games that have been turned out recently look like? It's just sad. And I used to like Final Fantasy. I got my in with Final Fantasy VIII for another video. Point being is, the last few storylines of really most RPG games that have come from Asia have been pretty dire. Undertale portrays, without the main character speaking, human interactions and emotions via the medium of monsters who are just trying to relate to each other and with you. And again, they initially fear you. They think that you're going to bring about the apocalypse, and, you know, depending on which gameplay you choose, they may well be exactly goddamn right, and that's terrifying. But it's up to you to break those preconceptions and to step past that and be different. And if you are the right person, as in game and in real life, then you can make a change. And this is where, again, the game, through a combination of that really quite exceptional art style, which starts plain and just adds layers and layers of complexity. I'm thinking of the middle path boss fight, which is the first one you do if you don't do things right. It really can get frantic and turn up the pressure on you. I remember playing that game, that last boss fight against Flowey, and it almost feels like a jump scare, but over and over and over. And again, it's backed up by the soundtrack, which, again, he can do mellow and he can do terrifying, and he can do it all. Realistically, the takeaway from this is that Toby Fox is a goddamn magician who must have sold part of his soul at least to make this happen. And the best part of the game, in my opinion, like all good things, is that it has an ending. It doesn't dangle its nuts out for a sequel. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It has replayability. And, I mean, it's actually got really good replayability if that's what you want. But it ends. And in either of the endings, and I say either, the middle ending kind of leaves you open to pick a side, but there is some finality to it. You either lead the people of the monster people from the ground into the light, into a world that they have been absolutely dreading but also desperate to escape into, or you lead the world itself into blackness that is inescapable, both then and in any future outings. And for me, that's, again, the best of anything has an ending. Only things that have stuck around too long get bad. And that's really it. I know I haven't done a good job on this one, but it's like trying to explain a dream that you had 2 years ago, in all of its brilliance, and I can't do that with this. Really go play it. I know I didn't spoil some parts, but I kind of feel that you can't spoil this game. You either connect with it or you don't. And the best you can do for yourself is just not to pay attention to the memes. Until you've played the game, in which case enjoy all of the memes. And I guess today's call for action is just going to be go play Undertale. Or alternatively, because I'm not a stickler and I know some people don't have a lot of money because times is hard, yo. If you have the luxury to do so, pick a direction and just go for a hike. If that takes you somewhere nice, into the city, out of the city, into the nothingness, by all means, go and do it. It'll be fun. Anyway, see ya.